Is it danger? Were you ever in danger?
I think the weirdest I felt was my first steps in voodoo, which is voodoo. Voodoo is the French word for it. With a priest from Africa, with the animal sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. There was a moment in that ceremony because when you do these rituals, you do leave yourself open. And do I believe in it? Yes, because I still suffer the effects of these kind of things. When you get into really old school witchcraft, like I spent a week in Aleister Crowley's house in Italy, and we were doing these kind of things down in Sicily. And when you cross that line into these deep religions, you do these rituals, like one took 3 months to do the ceremony, you obviously bring into your life certain forces that you shouldn't. And in voodoo, when I did the ceremony, I was doing 2 at once. And you have a crown on your head, and the spirits, when they're floating, they see your crown, and that's the one, your guardian angel, that finds you and comes to you. When you leave that crown open and you don't finish the ceremony, the door is open, and these spirits that are so angry, whatever, they're flying around, and when they see somebody, an opportunity, bad things happen to you. And I have the photo on my iPhone. There are 2. They're still following me from Guatemala. And it's a very deep thing, and it's something I don't recommend, but it's just something that I like.
I'm not going to gloss over that there are 2 spirits following you from Guatemala from a ritual you didn't finish?
Yes, and it was done in a morgue, and there was a murder that happened. There was a shootout, and 2 bodies came in, and they were still there at the time, and they notice you, and they make a connection. Once you make that connection, and they're lost, and once there's that, they're still there. They're there, and every now and then, I know they're there. They make it known that they're there.
And it was what's following you from Guatemala is definitely the spirit of the 2.
Yeah.
They're not rats that you did wrong that are following you.
No.
It's the spirit of 2 people that were just killed when you were doing a ceremony.
Yes.
And you didn't. It was just by happenstance that you're doing the ceremony and then they come in?
Yeah, it was, because we were in Guatemala investigating. We did an investigation there that's called La Fossa Común. It's like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, because there was almost a civil war in Guatemala for like 40, 50 years, and the government was just literally exterminating its people. And they would take these bodies and throw them in this big mass grave. And we went to this mass grave, and you literally look into a hole like this, and you see 50, 60, 70,000 people. And all these university students that couldn't afford to pay tuition would come and take body parts to study for their medical classes. So we followed these kids at night to see how it really worked. And in that cemetery, there's a crematorium. So, and we asked, why is the crematorium right here? And obviously it was because of that. And it had this odor, and it was just something different. And the cemetery is hundreds of years old. And Guatemala is a very violent country. So we went to the morgue to see if we could find any energies and all this kind of stuff. And as we were doing the ceremony and the ritual and closing off the TV show in the morgue, an ambulance brought 2 fresh cadavers that had more than 4 minutes hadn't passed since their death.
Are your friends telling you this? Like, I golf, okay? There's other things you could do. This seems very dangerous. This seems that you could have been killed yourself.
Well, I left.
You got 2 demons flying over your head now.
I left the wrestling world a long, long time ago, and I started studying religions, and I really put a lot of time into it.